appreciate that. You know, before we get started, I need to say one thank you, because I have not had the opportunity to really say it, and I don't know where she is, but I want to thank Karen Floyd for her leadership, her friendship, and everything she did to help me. Thank you, Karen. Well, I left Michael and the kids at home. They are all doing well. They send their regards. Michael is loving his life every day, putting on that military uniform, and I am telling you, we have so much to be proud of with our men and women in uniform. Let every day be a day we're proud to be a man. You know, as governor, the one thing I can tell you is that I am my worst critic. So even on the best days, I come home and I say, what could I have done better? How could we have made something different? How could we have done it in a way that would have really mattered? And I say that to you because I think that we need to reflect on that here today. A couple of years ago, we were a party that was lost. The Republican Party had lost its way. They had forgotten the value of a dollar. They had forgotten the greatness of liberty. They had forgotten what it meant to be conservative. And through that, a beautiful thing happened. The rise of the Tea Party. Conservatives were given new life with the rise of the Tea Party because they reminded us the power of our voice. They reminded what the basics of this country were meant to be. They reminded the fact that we needed to go to the core values of what makes this country great, and they made it happen. So as we talk about that, what do we do with this? We continue to know the power of our voice. We continue to know that these elections will matter more than they ever have before, but we have to take the strength of what we've learned to be conservatives. Take the action that was taken in the last election and move forward. The way we do that is we have to come together. We have to come together in the things that we care about. We care about the value of a dollar and how it's spent. We care about the liberties that we have, and that government is never to intrude on the rights and freedoms of what we have. We remind everyone what I say constantly, which is the role of government was to secure the rights and freedoms of the people and not be all things to all people, and we stand by it. We never let that go. So what happened when the Tea Party moved into the GOP and they all started working together? We moved mountains. We made things happen. And all eyes went to South Carolina and said, that's how you do it. So where do we go from here? We now have to be stronger in our beliefs as conservatives. We have to unify. And we have to stand together and say, we cannot allow President Obama to stay in that office one extra day. Will not support a president who allows labor unions to come in on our right to work states. We will always be an equal opportunity opponent to Obama and anything after that that mandates how we live our lives. DC needs to understand what it means when they spend and they spend too much. We're not talking about small cuts, we're talking about big cuts, and it's time to make it happen. And we no longer need to have energy dependence on other countries. We figure it out in this country and we make it happen. My goal as your governor has been to produce results immediately, and you've helped me do that. So in the first 100 days, guess what we got done? We finally got legislative votes on the record, and it became permanent law. We went from one of the weakest states in the country on transparency to one of the weakest in the country on accountability, and we should all be proud. We then went on, and against all special interests that were pushing hard, we did Medicaid reform that brought us up with the rest of the country to drive costs out of healthcare. That was huge for us in this state, and I thank the House and the Senate for doing that. My My cabinet agencies all came in under budget, and we are now in single-digit unemployment. Get used to it, because it's going to keep going down. But we have a few more things we need to get done. And I will tell you that it is hugely important. And there has been no one that has fought harder than the Speaker of the House and the House of Representatives in getting us a picture-only voter ID. It has to happen. We need tort reform in this state. No excuses. I don't care how short we have in the session. We need to finish it. We need to get it done. And it's time we deal with the big green ugly monster that I call the Budget Control Board. We are this close to a Department of Administration. We want it this year. Tell your Senate, push it through. Let's make it happen. There is a person in this room that deserves a whole lot of credit, because he's fighting, and he's fighting a lot by himself. He may not be in your district, but I need you to support him. I need you to help him. I need you to help him get his fights through. Senator Harvey Peeler, where are you? I need you to stand. Where is he? Senator Peeler here? Senator Peeler has fought for us every day. He has got a Senate that's been somewhat struggling. He's got a Senate that has fought him on issues that will move this state, and he has stood up, and he stood strong, and he stayed by himself in some cases, and he has said, we are conservatives. We are going to fight. If she's asked us to do it, we're going to get it done. Please take the time to thank Senator Harvey Peeler today, because he needs to know we have his back. We're going through a budget, and I'm going to tell you, it is important that we remember the value of $1 in South Carolina. We need to go back to the core functions of what we should be paying for, and I'm going to tell you, that doesn't count golf tournaments, it doesn't count an arts commission, and it doesn't count ETV. We don't want those in the budget. Get them out. So get excited, because a lot of people are taking note as to what we're doing and how we're doing it. But I do need to say this. South Carolina fell into a bad habit, and I've talked about this around the state, and that was a habit of negativity. When people referred to our state, they talked about the challenges. That needs to stop. I am very proud of the state of South Carolina. I want you to be very proud of the state of South Carolina, and we need to start telling everyone that we're proud of the state of South Carolina, because we're leaders, we're fighters, and we're going to keep on doing it. And let's start spreading the word, not just in the state, but around the country, that we are the best state in the country, and we're going to continue to be that way. This past debate signaled go time for the presidential candidates. When they come into our state, ask the tough questions. Make them give you the answers that you need, but give them the respect they deserve. There are going to be consultants and politicians and political operatives that come through this state, and they're going to start drama, and they're going to start chaos, and they're going to do things we don't like. But you know what I know about this room and about this state? Is that they rise above it, and they pull that drama out, and they go after the best candidate. And let's remember, we want the candidate that is going to fight for freedom, fight for liberty, get our budget back in order, get our military strengthened the way it needs to be, and get us back on track. So push the political consultants out of the way. Let's make sure we get that candidate, and let's show South Carolina that we can do this respectfully and still ask the hard questions. Leave you with this. Thank you for allowing me to be your governor. It is one of the most rewarding experiences I ever have. There is not a day I don't wake up every morning and say, I want to make you proud. I will continue to do that every day of the year. And I want you to know this. Use the power of your voice. This presidential is going to matter. These next primaries are going to matter. These next generals are going to matter. But we've already shown we can move mountains. And so with that, I want to leave you with what George Will, the national columnist, said. If you're looking for the state that's changed for the most in the last 50 years, you'd say it was California. But if you're looking for the state that's changed the most for the better, you definitely say it was South Carolina. God bless.